we are saying that if you don't recognize the sign language as a mode of communication in proper form, you will not make it a part of any delivery service, any service delivery mechanism, which result that our hearing impaired friends would not be able, and there will be a lot of difficulties in exercising rights given under the Act. And second argument is language has been defined in UNCRPD. If you look at Article 2 definitions, you have the definition of language in this form. Language includes spoken and signed languages and other forms of non-spoken languages. So this is the definition already given in UNCRPD, and you have adopted this. So if at all you want to overcome that technical argument, you can say language for the purpose of this Act includes spoken and signed languages.
Mr. Rumta, sir, sorry to disturb you. And what Mr. Sandeep said, he wants to adapt this UNCRPD Article 2 with the definition which is saying that
they should be adopted now?
Should be adopted, sir.
Language
includes spoken and signed languages and other forms of non-spoken languages.
Right. So you recommend this, right? Any other dissent on this? Among the hearing impaired.
He's looking for hearing impaired, sir.
Pavan has a point, yeah?
When we are starting with communication is covered as language. So language includes spoken language and sign languages and other forms of non-spoken languages.
So it should be taken.
We should want to adopt. We want to drag it.
Yeah, see, I endorse the views expressed by Sandeep, and the seriousness of this issue is that unless it is recognized as part of the definitions of this legislation, as Vinta said, there are consequences. You know, the deaf community will not find its will not be in a position to really exercise the right to communication as it is insisted in the CRPD. As Rumta also has clarified that even though there is no provision in the Constitution at the present state, since the Government of India has already signed and ratified, there is no harm in adopting, or it is not extra legal that the Government of India is going to do. It is absolutely part of the legality of the activities that government has to do in compliance with CRPD as per the constitutional obligations. That is point number one. Point number two is that deaf culture, I think we will have to also adopt an article on deaf culture as part of the definitions in the present legislation, because any communication doesn't really exist without its origins rooted in the culture that we believe in and we practice. In keeping these two issues, particularly with regard to the communication or language, which we, for tribal language, many of us are familiar with. If I'm a Telugu person, definitely I become a Telugu person only if I am rooted in my language and it is recognized by the Constitution. Now, the constitutional recognition is also important for deaf cultures. Maybe you will have to have two kinds of suggestions here. One is to having the sign language and deaf culture as part of the definitions of this legislation, that is RPD Bill 2014. And then you will also have a recommendation wherein you ask for constitutional amendment. And I think we will have to lobby for both as IDA and also as organizations work for persons with disabilities in general, and also organizations work for persons with specific disabilities. Thank you very much.
Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, I would just request you to keep your observations and questions for the open house after the session. We would request you to let the speaker please present first, and we will take your questions after that. Thank you.